Kamala Harris is weak and crispy fried done. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is where the happy patriots are. Thank you guys. Leave a comment. Helps bust this message out.
Yeah, this has been an interesting presidential campaign. The Democrats have been telling us Trump's reelection is a threat to democracy. In fact, they were so concerned of this threat, they staged a coup, ousted their democratically elected incumbent, and installed Kamala Harris. In other words, all her dreams have come true.
But this is a huge breaking news where Obama and Biden, through a lip reader, found out that they believe Kamala Harris is weak. Watch this. Here's Colin Rugg over on Twitter just in. The New York Post says professional lip reader caught Obama agreeing with President Biden that Kamala is not as strong as he is. Here's the dialogue over the video. Obama assured Biden, however, that they have time. According to the Post, Biden, this is him saying, she's not as strong as me. And then Obama says, I know that's true, but we have time. And he's putting his hand over his mouth so that a lip reader can't hear him. And then Biden ends with, yeah, we'll get it in time. That's a massive concession. Here's Clandestine over on X. Pretty much confirmation Obama is the ruler of the DNC and technically the shadow president of the United States. Also proves the Dems are losing and they know it. This is explosive stuff. Here's the New York Post running a headline. Biden tells Obama, quote, she's not as strong as me. And ex-President Obama agrees, quote, that's true at Ethel Kennedy's service. Here's Colin Rugg. Dude is looking into the camera like he knows what he's doing. Biden is sabotaging Kamala Harris, knowing people will figure out what he and Obama are saying. Now, RFK Jr. warned us 3 months ago on the Jesse Waters show of exactly what happened in the Democrats replacing Joe Biden with a weaker candidate of Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I think it was a strategic mistake by the Democrats, Jesse, and you and I have talked about this before. But they got rid of, they changed the primary rules while while we were running the primary.
Oh, it was a genius move when they did it. RFK Jr. said it was a big mistake and they did it in the primary and they cheated to do it.
They changed 60 different rules to make it impossible for anybody to challenge Joe Biden. One of the things that you remember that they did to me is I've been campaigning in New Hampshire, so they adopted a rule that said that any political candidate, any Democratic candidate who campaigns in New Hampshire, who steps foot into the state of New Hampshire, that all of their votes would go to the president, all of their delegates would go to the president, instead of going to that. And then they shut down the Florida primary. They shut down a bunch of primaries and just said, we're not running them. We already have our candidate.
Yeah, why bother voting if you're a Democrat? Votes are not necessary. These people are crooked. These people are pulling a number over. Actually, they're meaner to Democrats than they are to Republicans because they lie to people who are believing them. It's actually, Republicans don't believe them, but it's actually meaner to lie to someone who believes everything you say.
A few weeks ago, President Biden was ridiculing Vladimir Putin, who won 88% of the vote in Russia, and he said, that was a fixed election because President Putin had made sure no adversaries could challenge him, and also that he had fixed the press so the press wouldn't cover his adversaries. Well, the Democratic Party succeeded in doing the same thing.
Democrat Party, they fixed the press, made sure no one could run against Kamala, and she got more than the 88% that Vladimir Putin got, which by definition of the Democrats is it's a fixed election.
I haven't been allowed on any of the Democratic networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, as you know, Fox has allowed me on, although Fox, people like you have allowed me to speak. You debate me. You give me a platform, even though you don't agree with things that I say. And I think that's the way the media is supposed to work.
Oh, yeah, that's from another time. But CNN and MSNBC could have brought RFK on and just destroyed him. They could have disagreed with everything he said. I mean, Fox News didn't give him a pass. He wants debate. Democrats think it's all about agreement, like you only allow people to speak who agree with you. But Republicans believe you actually have to let people speak who disagree with you. That's what free speech is. Here's Brett Baer taking Kamala Harris apart in their recent interview. We'll come back to this.
Frankly, exhausted of Brett.
More than
people
70% of people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
What a airhead, man. She comes off like a complete ding-a-ling. 79% of America believe that we're on the wrong track, and yet 50% of them are still voting for Kamala. Where's your head, America?
And Tim Cook called me up directly, and he did it himself, didn't have to pay 10 cents, and I gave him 100% of what he wanted, because he was right. I mean, you can't compete with Samsung, and one's paying a tax. But I said, you got to gradually move your company here.
These are liberals reaching out to Trump. Why would a liberal like Tim Cook, head of Apple, reach out to Trump? Do something about this Euro thing. We're being fined. It's implying that they know that Kamala's going to lose. But it's also about Europe getting involved in our politics, our elections, and all of this free speech stuff. They're getting involved from the top down.
But then 3 hours ago, he called me. He said, I'd like to talk to you about something. What? He said, the European Union has just fined us $15 billion. I said, that's a lot.
So that's after Tim Cook had the conversation with Trump. He calls him again and goes, they just fined Apple $15 billion. Now, I'll tell you why they're gouging him. But first, this is happening all across Europe. There's Disclosed TV on Twitter. Just in, EU has warned X, that's Elon Musk's company, that it may calculate potential fines against the social media platform by including revenue from Elon Musk's other businesses. Bloomberg, they're gouging our businesses over free speech. Here's Sophia Patel that I covered on my other channel, head of operations at the Labour Party for UK. I have nearly 100 Labour Party staff, current and former, going to the US in the next few weeks, heading to North Carolina, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. Those are all swing states, mind you. I have 10 spots available for anyone available to head to the battleground state of North Carolina. We will sort out your housing. Email me, and she gives her email if you're interested. Thanks. They're getting involved in our elections in the swing states. And then Margie Taylor Greene just blasted them back. You're breaking FEC laws. Foreign nationals are not allowed to be involved in any way in U.S. elections. Please go back to the U.K. and fix your own mass immigration problems that are ruining your country. See next post for the FEC laws. She posted them, but here's Trump.
Then on top of that, they got fined by the European Union another $2 billion. So he's a $17 to $18 billion fine. I even said about Apple, can you pay that? I mean, do you have that guy? Mm-hmm. That's a lot of money. And he said something that was interesting. He said they're using that to run their enterprise, meaning Europe is their enterprise.
They're gouging our companies unfairly. That is, they're deciding laws and doctrine just to run their company, their country, because they don't have enough internal profits with their own business. They're largely communists, and so it doesn't produce the same as capitalism does. They're just going to gouge us with tariffs, which Trump talked about. He's going to fight them. Tim Cook is going to be on his side. Tim Cook conceding that Kamala Harris isn't going to do anything about it. He needs Trump. These are liberals begging Trump of big business. No one can figure out what Kamala's plan is.
You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
None of us know what you're talking about, Kamala. I'm Doug in exile.